another thing for Amazon sellers is now behind a paywall. I think I'll wait until a few more people are on here. Well, a few more. Anybody is on here. So yeah, I'm going to talk about the Keepa chart, which today was announced that will no longer be free. So part of it will no longer be free. Basically, Keepa. So if you've been selling for a long, reselling books, media, or any kind. Hi JD, good evening. Well, good evening for you. Good afternoon for myself. Um, if you've been selling any media, Amazon reselling for any amount of time, you know about the charts, either camel, 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 CCC, or Keepa. I used to use CCC a lot, only, and then I found out about Keepa, and now I really only use Keepa. And for all these years, it's been free. I believe the whole time it's been around, it's been free. I don't know how long Keepa's been around, but I just found out that they're actually based in Germany. But whatever. So now, so basically, Keepa is just a way, and it's become really important for resellers. I know it is for me when I'm using my scanning app, and then when I'm listing an Exceller list. With my scanning app, I can just click on the Keepa logo, and then it pops up a little screen grab of the last 90 days or the last 365 days so that I can see, where the sales rank has been and how often it's selling and that sort of thing. Of course, it also shows me how many sales there have been. It's either within the last 6 months or 12 months, I'm not sure, but it shows quantity of sales. I believe it's in the last 6 months. But at any rate, so and I use Scoutly, which used to be FBA Scan, but I believe all the major scanning apps give you quick access to Keepa or Camel, 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 CCC, and it's always been free. But as of today, Keepa made an announcement on their website which says new restricted graph types, and it says the following graph types are now restricted to subscribers of our data features. So you have to have a data subscription. So basically, the sales rank now is no longer, you no longer can see the sales rank on their website, or if you click through on your phone or you're on your laptop or your computer, and you're looking at Keepa, you can't see the sales rank unless you are subscribed. Yeah, well, so if you have a scanning app, it's still, as of now, you're still able to see the screen grabs. If you have Exceller List, at least, I don't know about the other listing softwares, but Exceller List I was just listing right now, and it still shows you the screen grab, so you can still see that without having to pay. And I don't know if the listing software and the scanning apps are going to have already made a deal, or are making a deal with Keepa, to keep that feature so that we don't have to, those of us that need it don't have to pay twice for it, essentially. But as of now, it's still being used, or still available. Of course, it's only been a day. It's still available within the scanning apps and the listing software. And let me see. I was surprised this morning. Guess it's time to sign up and pay. I did find an alternative you can use on your computer. It has a sales rank. It's Helium 10. Okay, I'll check that out. And it is $17 a month or $170 a year. So they basically give you 2 months off if you pay the year. I've been trying to think about whether I need to buy it or not, because when I use it, I actually hardly ever, I would say, like, not at this point, like 99% of the time. Actually, that's not true. On my phone, I never click through to see the live Keepa graph on the website. But when I'm listing, or having to look up a book or CD or whatever, sometimes I'll use that feature if I want to see more detail. So if I want to get out of the screen grab, because in Exceller List it'll grab the it'll grab a screenshot of the 90 days or 365 days or whatever it may be. but it's a really small portion of the screen and you can't see up, really up close, but you can get a good idea. It's big enough to where you can see, if it's got tons of sales. Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's if you're using a quality, Scoutly or whatever, Scout IQ or any of these other, the good the better scanning apps, you probably don't need to click through to Keepa. I actually rarely, actually that's not true. I do click through to Keepa for the screenshot, the snapshot, but I mostly use the rolling sales rank, the current sales rank versus the rolling sales rank, how many sales that it's had, and yeah, that type of thing, of course, and everything else, but without having to click through to Keepa. So I don't necessarily need it, but if you might find yourself in a position where you do need it, and it's yeah, I don't use Scout IQ, so I'm not familiar with the e-score, but he's talking about higher ranked, higher price stuff. Yeah, but I don't necessarily need to click through to the actual Keepa website to get the information I need usually. So it's probably not necessary. But even so, I mean, it's only $17 a month, 170 a year. You can write it off, so it's not that big of an expense. I guess the only thing, for veterans, like people that have been doing it at least a couple years or as long as I have or much longer, it's not that big a deal to add this expense because you can write it off and it's not that much money. But someone who's just starting out, it's just another potential fee to add on or subscription to add on. Although I would say I would rather invest in a Bluetooth scanner and a quality a quality scanning app like Scoutly or like Scout IQ or whatever else is out there that's good, and pay that monthly fee for that, and you can still access as of now the snapshots, the sales ranks, historical snapshots. So, yeah. Well, if you drink milk, I don't drink milk, but yeah, that definitely $17 you can get, you can buy something with it. But yeah, so you don't want to throw away money if it's not necessary. Just decide for your business if it's necessary. If it is necessary, then it's totally worth it. But if you're brand new, like if you're watching this video, I don't know how many 11 people that are watching this right now are really new, but even if nobody's new that's watching this live, but maybe somebody that sees this video later on today or going forward, and you're brand new, I would say, yeah, you don't necessarily need to get it. If you have a scanning app, you can probably get all the information you need from there, but make sure you have the money for it just in case it's something you really do need. I think for definitely you need a scanning app beyond the free Amazon app, which doesn't give you enough information. So Scoutly is only $10 a month for the non-database, for the live lookup. So that's pretty inexpensive. And a scanner, I mean, you guys are talking about a new one that's $50. So if that one's good, get that one. I have the KDC 200 that I spent like $80 on several years ago. There's a ton of different scanners you can get. It's worth your money to get the scanner and the scanning app. And then listing software could really speed up the process for you too. Yeah. If you don't need it, if you can make decisions, buying decisions, sourcing decisions without the Keepa subscription, then it's probably not going to be necessary. But I just wanted to share it with you. I mean, according to Keepa, they say, they said these valuable graphs were accessible for free for many years. Acquiring, maintaining, and processing the data behind them, however, requires constant and costly work. And, basically saying that the money is going to help them pay for all of that work for the years to come. Keepa says they do not earn money through the Amazon affiliate program. Well, they should. Anyway, so I don't know. I guess they make money. I don't know how they make money. Well, now they're going to make money off of that. But anyway, um, so yeah, so you can 17 bucks a month or 170 a year. I guess that's all I had to say. I'm 10 minutes into the video. It's about all I had to say about that. I just wanted to share it with you guys. It's not a make or break type of thing. If you have a good, Scoutly or Scout IQ or whichever one, you probably don't absolutely need it. But it's good to know now because the most important line on the graph was always the sales rank line. And now that you can't access it on their website without paying, people are going to probably be wondering what's going on. So that's that basically. So today, if you guys have other comments or questions about Keepa or anything, let me know. I wanted to talk a little bit about the outcome of my 3 days of sourcing. Today's Thursday. I guess I did. What did I do? Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So I went to 3 different thrift stores over the last couple of days. I went to one today, this morning, and got 36 books for FBA. I also have some that I'm going to list for Merchant Fulfilled. I've got probably like 10 books and CDs, maybe more, a few more, 12 or so, to list Merchant Fulfilled between the 3 different thrift stores I went to. So all told, for FBA only, I listed 85 books. So I've listed all of them, submitted it to Amazon, and it's going to 3 warehouses. That seems to me my magic number for the splits. So I get 3 for the shipment, split shipments. I get 3 of them these days, and usually one of them is a small amount, and then there's one that's a lot. So out of the 85, I got 3. One of them, though, is the majority of the books, and they are going to a warehouse really close by, so that was awesome. But I believe it's a warehouse that is not, it's actually like a hub, so, or redistribution hub or whatever. I don't know if it's an actual warehouse. So when they get sent there, they go there really fast, but then they actually get put on reserve, so they end up taking, more time to go live, but at least it'll cost me a lot less money to send it there, considering it's a lot heavier with books than than it is with CDs. So between the three thrift stores, I was able to get together 85 books, 29 from one thrift store, 20 from another, and 36 from the one from today. And the first thrift store was 29 books, and it was $145 of potential profit. The second one was 20 books at 112, and then today's was 36 books at 134. So 85 books at 393 potential profit. So I totally get it. Someone's going to do the numbers and say it's low average sale price. I know it is, but money's money, and it didn't take very much time for me to do those, all told, maybe like 6-7 hours of actual sourcing, and then listing took a couple hours. Because the reason it took a while is because most of the books had the grease pencil on there. That is a pain. It's not that big of a pain to get off. It's not like a pen. I mean, it's not permanent, but on certain books, it's a pain to get off, and some of them had stickers and the grease pencil, so I had to spend time doing that. Unfortunately, digs into the time it takes to list. So grand total, yeah, it was $393 potential profit at 85 books. There's 1 CD in there, I think. And those will be going out, if all goes well, tomorrow, hopefully. I have all the stickers printed. My Dymo is not working through AccelerList. I don't know if it's issue with the Dymo or with AccelerList. I don't know what's going on, so I have to now sticker them, but fortunately they're all ready. I know it's going to be easy to do it really fast, so that shouldn't take very long. So those will hopefully be out tomorrow, and then hopefully I'll be live within a week or so. And then I ordered more Gaylords for next week. Someone say something? Do you find any CDs or books at thrifts that go for higher dollars? Yes, I do. I can't say I mean, typical profit, it's tough. I would say for books, for this thrift store run, I would say for books it was pretty low for me, like $3 to $4 profit. There's definitely I found some plenty that were over like, excuse me, over $15 to $20, you know, but most of them were lower priced, like between $10 to $15. And these numbers do not include merchant fulfilled, so there are going to be about 15 or so, maybe more, probably 18 or so listed merchant fulfilled. So that'll help bring up my profit. And like I said yesterday, one of those books is going for like over $40, and there's another one here that I found today that'll probably, I think it was around 35 to $40. So you know, when those books start selling, it'll help adding to increasing the profit. But yeah. Um, so it depends. I mean, some thrift stores are better than others. The one today, I didn't find very many high value ones, but I found a lot of lower profit but fast selling books. So I'm okay with that if the books sell relatively quickly and I can turn a profit and just get that money back and buy more inventory. So yeah, it really depends. I mean, it's tough for me to answer that question. Mm-hmm. It's okay, Mama. Um, but yeah, I do find some good higher dollar, books here and there. I don't look at CDs as much at the thrift at the thrift stores. Excuse me. Uh, I haven't been looking at CD. I think because I get so many CDs in the Gaylords that I just don't even want to look at them in the thrift stores. But also the other thing is I often run out of time because I'm scanning the books and I don't have any time left to go through the CDs. So I really only have like anywhere between the video cut out for a second. Okay. Yeah, so I only have maybe 2 to 3 hours in the morning if I'm going to go to a thrift store to source. So my time is a little limited, and then I gotta go home and eat, and then usually we'll pick up my daughter from school. She's out like before 2. So yeah, I only have so much time, but I haven't found really too many CDs lately. I found a couple in that first thrift store I went to. Terry sold a new software program for $42.99. That's nice. I have sold plenty of software, different softwares on eBay for sure, all different types, whether they're like Microsoft or Adobe, a few Apple, and some other totally random stuff. Yeah, you never know what you're going to find. That's why it's good to look at. If you're gated for CDs and you're doing books, you can always look at software. You can look at video games. Don't pass video games up, especially older stuff like PS1 games. Some old Xbox games too. Also, there's really great PC games, but I usually sell those on eBay. So if you don't want to deal with eBay, then I understand. But there's also can be some really good money or a little extra money in PC games. But video games, software, audiobooks are really good. VHS tapes can be good. There can be some good stuff in there. You just have to know what to find. You know what to look for, which is mostly kids programs, some exercise programs, any type of weird like cult programming, whether it's like horror movies or some really bad looking B movie type of thing. The weirder and cornier the cover, the better. Oh, well, no, I don't go to Goodwill. So yeah, I don't go to Goodwill. All 3 of these were smaller. Let's see, 1, 2, yeah, audiobooks too. I don't go to Goodwill when I go to thrift stores. The only time I'll go to Goodwill is if I'm looking for electronics, so like VCRs, that type of stuff. I want to try to flip some of those. But I avoid Goodwill and other types of big chains. I go to the mom and pop places. if I go to thrift stores where there's just one, that's it, they only have one, or they only have like, you know, one or two or three, but they don't have a huge chain. Those are much better. They're almost guaranteed they're not selling on Amazon. And everything they put out, they haven't, gone through or pulled the good stuff or anything like that. But at Goodwill or Salvation Army or I'm not sure, maybe there's some other chains that I don't know, thrift chains that definitely Goodwill, a lot of them, not every single one, but most of them that I've been to around where I live. It's pointless to look at the books. You do better with CDs. I'll find some stuff sometimes in the CDs at Goodwill's, but not books really. There's one Goodwill pretty close to where I live that has a huge book section. I mean, they've got thousands of books, tons, and they're they're probably like $2 and up. They're too expensive, and although I wouldn't mind if I was finding $50 books in there, but those books have clearly already been, that's what's left over, they probably send them from a major hub or something, although they get donations there, but I wouldn't think that they would actually scan books at that place, but you never know. So I don't really waste time with Goodwill. I'm more of the mom and pop places for sure. So this week, I talked about it before. This week was thrift store week for me, so that's what it's kind of been. And I was able to do 3. Tomorrow, I'm not going to be able to go to one, so that's why I was getting the shipment together and trying to get it out. Wasn't able to get it out today, but I should get it out tomorrow, assuming I finish tonight or tomorrow morning. And then next week, Wednesday, I ordered 4 Gaylords. So this time 3 CD Gaylords and 1 book Gaylord. And I'll keep a lot of videos about that, and as I'm going through it, and like I've done the last few weeks. But in between getting the Gaylords, I'm gonna try to fill the time with eBay and doing some thrift stores. Terry asked if I established any kind of regular repricing schedule. Not a schedule, no. It's sporadic. I mean, I should probably do it like, excuse me, a couple times a week, but I just don't. I fill my time with like sourcing and listing that I don't really reprice like I should. I mean, I've been really thinking hard about it. Not hard, but I've been thinking about whether I should get a repricer, and I just don't know. I don't like the idea of handing it over to a software to do it for me, just because there could be mistakes and I could make mistakes, and I don't want to do that. But also, I just like the idea of repricing of software. I mean, it's ridiculous to say it because everybody does it. All the big middle and even like slightly big companies and people, resellers do it, but I don't know if I will. We'll see. It depends on how big my inventory gets too. I mean, if I get to where I want to get, which is like several thousand in inventory, unless my sell-through rate is really great, then my inventory won't grow that big. But it's amazing to me when I go back and reprice how so many people just undercut, whether it's books or CDs, and whether it's FBA or merchant fulfilled. Yeah, it depends. I mean, I talked about this in all the videos I've made. I've probably talked about this more than well, probably not more than like thrift store runs, but is how amazing it is to me how many companies are okay with making a tiny profit just to sell the item quickly and turn the money over. And I understand that, but there's always within reason, right? I mean, today I saw 2 books that were listed for $2.99 FBA. And I saw a lot of no. And I saw a lot of books where people are, okay, all right. Okay. All right. where the people are like selling, here's the thing. The resellers are brand new. They hardly have any feedback ratings. I saw people with 0, said brand new seller, 1, 2, 3. People basically under 20 feedback ratings. B. Close the door. And they're listing books at prices where, as a new seller, I mean, they're not mega sellers. They're not making any money. And I think it's ignorance, I assume, because they're brand new sellers. Because a lot of these listings, you won't see very many people with more than like 50 feedback ratings, even less. So that's unfortunately what happens. JD says, where do you keep your list? Oh, so, excuse me. So it's all in my house. Well, in the house, I have all my merchant fulfilled CDs in these tall CD shelves, which is now full. So I remember mentioning this in another video recently. I'm gonna have to get some more shelving for that. So there's that, and then in the garage is where I keep I have a small amount of books listed merchant fulfilled. I just sold one today. I'll ship that out tomorrow. And I have a bookshelf for that. And then in the garage, I have all of my eBay stuff. So I have a bookshelf that has CDs that I have listed, several hundred. And then I have another 2 bookshelves that have everything, video games, software, audiobooks, DVDs. And then I have a bookshelf that I actually found in a dumpster. Which works fine. It even has a door on it, which is so weird. I found it in a dumpster when I was looking for free boxes. I just was sitting in there, so I pulled it out, and it was still fine. It had the shelves, and then I used that for books for eBay. So the CDs are alphabetized. The rest of it is not, and otherwise, it's organized by the type of media it is, but it's not in any other order, because I just don't have that much of it. I've added a bunch of DVDs, but I've sold through a good amount of them. So I have some in a box on the floor, and then the rest are in the what is it called? On a shelf. So I don't have the best system. I don't really have a system. And the CDs, merchant fulfilled CDs, are organized alphabetically. For now, so I can relatively quickly pull them when I sell something. Right, exactly. Uncle Stinky says the bad thing about those too low prices is that repricers will follow them down and establish a new low price rather than just letting that low offer sell and keeping the more realistic price. Yeah, I see that all the time with books now. I see it more with books. This is why I like to do more CDs, because there's less competition, less sellers, because Amazon closed it off, which I know sucks for people that are on here that can't sell it. I know, but everyone can sell books. So you'll see like a book, let's say, where you'll have like 2 or 3 offers at like, let's say $9, and then it jumps up to like $12, and then there's like 5 or 6 other offers there. Let's say Amazon is at like $16 or whatever. But those 2 or 3 people have just decided to undercut everybody else by $2 just because it's fun. Yeah, and then somebody has a repricer and they go to the lowest price to undercut them by a penny. And then someone else follows them, and it's just this ridiculous effect because it's a mindless robot doing it versus a human being saying, "Oh, let's hold it all at like $12 as the lowest." Because if everybody works together, I've said this, if everybody works together instead of undercutting, if we match based on condition, then we set the price that people are going to pay, and the prime buyers are going to pay. Prime buyer is going to come along and say, oh, look at all those merchant fulfilled. I don't want that because that's going to take a week or 10 days to get to my house. I want to buy the Amazon because I want it within a day or two. $12. Oh, wait, there's one for $8. I'll get that instead. But if they're all $12, and up, as in this example, then all they can do is buy the $12 one. But I mean, it seems logical to me, but yeah, it would be nice if all repricers could only match and they couldn't undercut. Wouldn't that be fun? I think that'd make up for a lot of angry big sellers. If it was like, okay, we've taken away the function of undercutting by any amount, you could only match. That would be fun though. And then so yeah, anyway, I don't know. But that's true about that. About the phenomenon that starts happening with repricing software. It's unfortunate.
With these animals.
Oh, I don't know. It's okay. Just don't, Wait, what did you say? Sometimes I'll join in so that their offer goes as low as possible. Then I'll buy it and add it to my inventory and then move my price way back up. I've heard... Hey, Mark. I've heard... yeah, I've heard people do that. I mean, if it's ridiculously low, and if it's a mega seller, you can definitely do that. Oh, it's okay. I guess it just depends on the book. It depends on the item, whether it's worth it. Yeah, if it's a high priced item, if it's most people are over $30 and someone's dropping it down to like $15 or $10 or whatever, then definitely it might make sense to buy it yourself and then resell it. I mean, that's what all eFlip and excuse me, the other one does. Excuse me, this cough won't go away. Yeah, Keepa, Mark. Yeah, we were talking about that earlier. But that people that do the online arbitrage for books, so they use eFlip or the other one, I can't remember, Zen or whatever it's called, and yeah, they basically buy the merchant fulfilled offers, have them shipped to their house or whoever does it for them, and then they resell them as FBA. So buy it for $10, resell it for 50, whatever, and make that margin. I remember fooling around with one of the softwares and just not enjoying it. But anyway, that's another conversation. Mark says, curious if people will jump to Camel. Maybe. But I was talking about how Keepa is integrated in with... Excuse me. Hi, guys. Is integrated in with your scanning apps. So like Scout IQ or Scoutly and others, and listing software like Accelerlist, Inventory Lab, and I don't know about ScanLister, but where it shows a snapshot of Keepa, the Keepa graph, without you having to go to actual Keepa website. So as long as that continues to be a function of scanning apps and listing software, then I don't think it's gonna be that big of a deal. Yeah, but even if you feel you have to pay for it, I don't think that it's too it's so expensive. $17 a month, $170 a year. It's not so prohibitive. It's not so prohibitive of a price that you shouldn't do it unless you just don't need it to source. And you can write it off, right? You can write it off. I remember, I started with Camel, CCC, Camel, but it quickly became obvious that Keepa was better, just functionality wise, and so I started just using Keepa. But now the scan. Yeah, well that was the other thought that I had that I didn't see anyone talking about. Maybe that was something you were mentioning on some of the posts on Facebook is whether or not you know, the scanning apps are going to have to increase their prices, but it depends. I mean, maybe they'll absorb it, or maybe they're not being charged, or they came up with a good deal. I don't know. But the other thing I was thinking about, you said, I know Caleb's app does not rely on Keepa data; they have their own. Yeah, I was thinking like, well, I don't know how hard it is to maintain this type of data for a year, let's say. You know, I mean, Keepa. I don't know how hard it is. Sorry, my son's going crazy. He got new rain boots. And then it hits his head. Yeah. Yeah, they've been playing for a while, and they're hyped up. And then mom got home, and they're even more hyper. So they'll crash soon and go to bed. But yeah. So yeah, I don't know how hard it is for a company to grab this information from Amazon and store it and show it and all that stuff. I mean, it seems to me like if you have the ability to write a program to do that, and throw up a website or whatever, and you know, I don't know all the ins and outs. Obviously, I'm not a computer programmer, but and you can make money. You know, throw up ads, use Amazon affiliate program, whatever it is, to try to generate income to show it for free. I mean, somebody could take over Keepa right now. It's a good opportunity for someone who has it beyond Camel to offer it for free. But you know, maybe Caleb will do it, or somebody else. I don't know. No. Okay. Honey? Yeah. Yep. Go. No. So anyway, it's not that big a deal, I don't think, with Keepa. It's not, I mean, it's good they didn't charge like $30 a month. I don't know why they did 17, but I guess they figured that's how much would be enough to cover their costs. I don't know. Because they said that, you know, they haven't, I don't know. I don't know what their business plan is. Yeah. So I'll show you the bit of a mess I have. So those are merchant fulfilled. That's one box. This is one stack of 16 for another warehouse. And then this, and this are all going to the same warehouse. Whoops. 65 are going to the same warehouse. I just have to sticker them. Yeah, to click through, you have to click through to the website. Then yeah, you're not going to be able to use it. You said just check Scoutly, and does that seem? Yeah, but within Scoutly, you can still use the snapshot, the like historical snapshot they show of the graph. For now, I mean, like I said, this announcement was today, so I don't know. We'll don't know if it's going to change. I mean, I think that would be a huge blow to the scanning apps. I don't think they would want that to happen, to lose access to Keepa graphs. I mean, at least the snapshots. I would think that they'd want to make a deal with them to keep that information, or yeah, I don't know. But like you were saying, maybe Caleb's he doesn't rely on it, so I mean, he'd be smart to license it out or whatever, give it out to others if Keepa's not going to make a good deal. But maybe they already did that behind the scenes, you know? Maybe Keepa already went to all of them and said, you know, we're going to start charging, and, you know, we'll make a deal or something. Okay, guys, if you have any other questions or comments, let me know. I'll give you about 30 seconds. If not, I'll probably end the video. Any questions or comments about Keepa? sourcing, whatever it may be. I mean, part of the video was not, only talked about Keepa for about 15 minutes of the video. The rest of it, I was talking about doing the thrift store runs this week. For those that joined later, I'm setting off 85 books for FBA for a potential profit of $393. So these are all going to FBA, 3 different warehouses, and then I have a box of some to list merchant fulfilled. So I'll make a little bit more money with those as well. But you guys are quiet, so probably gonna end the video. I appreciate you guys watching. Hopefully this conversation helps you in some way with Keepa. I don't think it'll be a big blow. If you gotta pay, you gotta pay. You can write it off. It's not that expensive. If you're brand new, it's not necessary, I don't think. Yeah. So I don't think if you're new, you need to use it. You need to focus on getting out there and sourcing with a scanning app and with a scanner to get as efficient as possible and getting those shipments in. And if you're brand new, I mean, I see a lot of this looking up a lot of these books today, as I see so many I see so many new sellers pricing incorrectly, pricing too low. If you've just started, don't underprice everybody by $1 or $2 on an already lower priced book. It makes absolutely no sense. You're going to end up making no money. Yeah, you too. You too, Mark. So anyway, that can be a whole nother video about pricing for newbies. But anyway, all right, guys, thank you for watching. It's really helpful if you give a thumbs up. If you leave any comments below, that's great too. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. And I probably will not make a video tomorrow. I'm doing something with my daughter, and yeah. Well, here's what I would say is match same condition. Don't undercut. But anyway, so it's unlikely I'll make a video tomorrow, but you never know. If not, I'll see you guys Monday. And good luck. Get out there, source. Find as much as you can, ship in as often as you can. Have a good weekend, and I'll talk to you later. Keep booking.